All right, today Mrs. Carpenter is going to read you Valley Forge, and this story is on day number 5 in your snow packet, so make sure that you track and listen as I read. It says General George Washington had to make a decision. His army had suffered a string of defeats. British soldiers were trained better. They were professionals. Washington's soldiers were amateurs. Amateurs are not professionals. The professional British redcoats had badly beaten the American army so far. Would the American army be defeated completely? Would they lose their fight for independence? Winter was coming on. It was 1777. The British troops had made themselves comfortable for the winter. They stayed in the city of Philadelphia. They stayed in warm houses. They stayed out of the snow and cold. Washington had to make a decision about his troops. Where would they stay for the harsh winter? Washington could move his troops to warm houses in the city far away, but then the British could advance. Washington's decision was to keep the British from advancing. He chose to take his men to Valley Forge. Valley Forge was nothing but a high rolling plain. It was just a few miles outside of Philadelphia. The decision to stay at Valley Forge through the harsh winter was a hard one to make. It meant the British could not advance, but Washington's troops would suffer through the harsh winter. Washington's men were ragged. They lacked clothing, they lacked proper clothes, they lacked boots. Many men had to wrap their feet in rags. Washington wrote, "You might have tracked the army to Valley Forge by the blood on their feet." The men had to build rough cabins. They had little food to eat while they worked. As the men worked, they chanted, "No bread, no meat, no bread, no meat." One soldier on guard duty was seen standing on his hat to keep his bare feet out of the snow. But Washington and his soldiers did not give up. They did not want to lose the fight for independence. They stayed in Valley Forge and suffered through the winter. In the spring, they trained hard. By the summer of 1778, the army was ready to fight. They were ready to show the British that they could not be defeated. So after you listen to Valley Forge, you're going to make sure that you answer the following questions that go along with the story. And if you need to listen again, make sure that you go and do that.